we are in this together.
You have gifts that I don't have, and I have gifts that you don't have.
That we must see. Now is the time, because it's when we all get together that we will make the changes that we must make. We are the world.
Welcome to Malcolm and We, a streaming podcast, actually a streaming Zoom cast, taking you into the portals of a new world of Zooming. Anyway, this is me, Malcolm Berman, and my co-host, Jana Larson. And Malcolm and We are in partnership. And I do the communications, and they basically, We the World extends itself internationally to the whole world to help various groups who are involved with improving the world. And what we have done as a show, and Jana is one of well, not founding, but one of the members of We the World, who's helping them in the communication, and she gets involved with volunteering. Tell us what you do with volunteering, Jana.
Well, I organize volunteers from all over the world. So since I love to talk and meet people, it gives me a chance to meet people from all over the world, of all ages, of all cultures, who believe as we do at We the World in saving the world, and in whatever way we can. And so basically I get to meet lots of people and work with lots of people, and that's what I do. Talk, lots of talking.
And Malcolm and We have a group of volunteers. They're always looking for more. If you know anything about Zoom casting or the computers or Zooming, let us know. You can contact Jana. She's at what's your email?
Jana Larson at we.net. That's spelled JANALARSEN at we.net.
Ah, fantastic. And now we're going to introduce one of our many volunteers, Lily. How do you pronounce her last name?
Guo.
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 G-U-O, right?
Yes.
Okay. And we'll let Lily talk for herself. Now,
can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you guys perfect.
So now, do you like? Yeah, I see your first name is you.
Yes.
Do you like me calling you, or do you like to call Lily? I mean, Lily is an Anglo name.
Lily is fine. Yeah, I like calling Lily actually.
You like to be called Lily? Oh, did you say Toy Lily?
Yes.
T-U-I, Toy?
Huh?
How do you spell your the names that you like to be called?
It's Y-U.
Oh, Lily? L-I-L-Y?
No, your
Y.
Chinese thing. Y-U.
Oh, it's Y-U.
Y-U.
I think Malcolm needs to put his glasses on.
Yeah.
This whole new world that's just so exciting, how to connect from across the continent, right?
Yes.
And where are you now? Where are you living now?
New York.
New York. That's
New
my
York
hometown.
City. Yay.
Yes.
And she's a recent college graduate.
Yes, I am.
In data analysis and I probably other things. And she's super smart. And and she found a job right away. When she applied to be a volunteer with us, she said, I just want to be able to be doing something while I'm looking for a job.
Yes.
And the next time I talked to her, she had a job.
Yes.
So that was quick and exciting. Yeah, I think that's pretty impressive that a recent college graduate can find a job so quickly.
What school did you go to?
Lily, what job did you end up working
what
for?
What college did you go to?
Oh, what college?
Oh, NYU?
NYU.
NYU.
Very
yes.
good school.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You went 4 years there, went directly out of high school?
No, I actually went to undergraduate school in Philadelphia, Temple University. I'm not sure you guys heard about it. And then I go to graduate school in NYU.
Well, I hate to say one of your famous alumni is Bill Cosby.
Huh? Yeah.
Bill Cosby is Temple, but I don't know if they're proud of him anymore. They used to be.
Yeah, we use the part of it now. Yeah, it's yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that so you have your master's degree.
Yeah. I have my
Wow. So how many years of school total was that for you? 6?
yes, 6 years.
And so here you are in China, and we're going to go back to that. But something in you said, you know what? I want to go to America and go to college. Had had that been your dream for a long time? I mean, what made you think I'm going to be really brave? I mean, I'm scared to go. If I had to move to another state, that would kind of scare me. But you're just like, oh, I'm just going to go to another country.
I mean, at first I wasn't like decided it. It's more like there is one day I was in senior high, I was in senior high grades. So I was about graduate after a year from high school. So one night I'm coming from, school to home. And when I arrived home, my dad was like, hey, we need to have a serious conversation. I was like, oh, really? And I was just like kind of like nervous. And then he told me, actually, here's a plan. Do you want to like study abroad, like in America? I was like, what? I was like shocked for a second. But then like after like literally like 30 seconds, I was like, yes, I would like to. And then my dad was like, I will give you a couple nights to think of it. Instead, just you don't have to answer me right away. But then I was like, why not? I was just like, why not? Yeah.
Oh,
That's
because
so
I was going to say, did you have to talk your parents into it? Did you have to do some sort of a campaign? And this was your dad's idea?
yeah, it was initially it was my dad's idea. Yes.
And
And how'd your mom feel about it, though?
My mom hate that idea. I have to say it wasn't the best time of my life so far. I'm talking about the high school. My parents actually had like real arguments about this decision. And my
Mm.
mom is literally crying and like kind of like screaming to my dad, like, why would you ever propose such an idea? Like, why you think it's a good idea or something? And yeah, my mom was like really mad about my dad. And then my mom was like, why are you sending her away? More like that.
What
But
were
do
the-
do you have
sisters?
siblings?
No, I don't.
Oh, so you're the only child.
Yeah, I'm the only child.
Oh, that had to be a real effect on the household, and especially for your mom, being a mom
Yeah.
herself, you know?
And it's kind of like about my future. So my mom, what she wants for me for my future is my mom wants me be a teacher in my hometown. So,
Hmm.
and my mom think a teacher is a very stable job, stable salary and a very stable schedule. And then my mom just think my mom is very traditional at that point of her life. She just think being a teacher is probably one of the best job for a woman.
Well, it's one of the most important jobs, period.
No, the most important job for a woman from the traditional thing is to get
Yeah.
married and to raise boys.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah, my mom also feel like being a teacher and it's good repetition, it's a good job, it's
Hmm.
decent money. It's also will be good for me if I want like marry any guy from hometown, like and like I don't know, like my hometown, everyone want to marry a teacher, I guess. But then I have to be honest, I never really like my hometown that much. So I
Why
think
not?
that's why.
Why didn't you?
Well,
Too
I
small,
kind of
too big?
too
What?
small. I don't like small hometown because everyone know everyone. Everyone know everyone's business. Like every day people talk about who divorced, who remarried, whose kids going to college. I never a big fan of that. I like big city, like people don't know each other. Like
Oh,
people don't mind other people's business. I always like
Well, you found the
prefer that.
perfect you found the perfect city to live in.
I know. I mean, New York City is always my like
well, and
dream
it's so diverse too. I mean,
Well,
just
yeah.
think
yeah.
you're meeting and seeing just all kinds of people from all different cultures who live there, but then who visit there. So if you're a people watcher, it must be pretty much a lot of fun.
Have you done any traveling when from your before New York, before Philadelphia, New York? No?
No, I was I was in a very stressful study environment while I was in my hometown, so I never get traveling at all, to be honest. So yeah, I didn't even visit much city in China. I mean, so I never actually, I think before I go to like America, I only take a plane one time in my life.
Huh?
Yeah, I was took a flight to Beijing from my hometown. So that was my only one time I took a plane. So I never really been anywhere. But after I come to America, like I take a vacation every year. So
You
yeah.
go back to
Where have you been? Have
I've
you
been
been to
everywhere.
Have you been
Yeah,
to
I've been
California?
California, I've been LA. I literally been all the major cities like San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, Chicago, Boston, DC,
Denver?
Dallas.
Denver?
Never. Actually, I plan Denver next year. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
my
I
home
just
state is
been all those like
Colorado.
big cities. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
like
yeah.
Knoxville, Tennessee. Yeah.
you've been to
Yeah,
more
Florida.
you've been to more US cities than I've been to.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say that. I actually, it's funny. I actually being more US cities than Chinese city.
And well,
Yeah.
are the background, are your parents educated? Are they college educated or?
They never go to college, but only because it's more about the finance thing. But I will say they're like self-taught. They're very educated, to be honest. Yeah. It's really about a financial, like my dad has a brother, like little brother, and which is my uncle, who is my uncle, and he's extremely smart. But my grandma can only afford like one kids go to college. So
Mhm.
my dad went to military, and my uncle went to a really, really top university in China. And like he's a very like top engineer in China right now.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
so you came from a fairly well-educated family,
Yes,
not
I will say that, yes.
Yeah,
Because
you
all
don't have
I
just because you don't have a college degree doesn't mean that you can't self-educate.
yeah, because all I remember, like my childhood with my parents, is they're always reading some books at home.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why I feel like I grew up in a very like educated family. And my family activity is like my hometown, a lot of people do a lot of gambling, I
Mm.
just for fun, not like a big deal. But my parents never really like those kind of thing. They're just not big fan of that. So like my childhood activity is more like my parents would took me for a movie night. We do that a lot, like three of us. So
And
yeah.
museums. I mean, there are so many beautiful places to
Yeah,
see.
yeah. Me and my mom we visit the museum gallery, and then my parents always, have a lot like conversation or really nice conversation with me, intelligent conversation instead of just
Mm-hmm.
like a gossip. So I would say I definitely grew up in a very like well-educated family.
you
Yeah.
Well,
speak
you would say
Mandarin.
you grew up pretty lucky too. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
And then my parents we have a very good relationship. We're very close. So yeah, I am very lucky in terms of that.
Well,
Yes.
how do you view the world now that you've left China and you've been out there, what, 8 years already?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not living in China and living in the United States. How has this shaped your views of the world? Because you seem to be getting broader and broader each year.
That's a really good question, actually. I feel like okay, the funny part, I think I never tell you guys, my first stop in United States was Kentucky.
Kentucky.
It was a Christian school. Uh, and yeah, my dad sent me there only because my dad think it's safe. It's a very safe environment. Like he does not want to send me to any like party public school at
Mm-hmm.
that point because I was only like 18. So and that was my first time like far away from my parents. So he prefer send me to some boarding school, like that school, like we have to live in a door. We can't really rent apartment outside of campus.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is very strict. We have very strict rules, we pray before like final exam, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that.
I would too.
So,
Anyway, just please let me pass.
yeah, yeah, yes, yeah. We pray a lot. And then I mean, I like their people. They are super nice, but I don't know. They have different. The thing is like about their Kentucky, it's also a very small town.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm stuck in that kind of environment, which is everyone know everyone again. It's like my college, my first college was like 3,000, not even that. I don't remember how
Wow.
many. Yeah, I don't remember how many
Slightly
students.
bigger than my high school.
Yeah, yeah, it's like 1,000. I'm not sure, but there are not a lot of people, and there are not a lot of professors at all. There are only like a few and they teach all kind of different class, kind of like a high school. To be honest, I feel it's more like American high school than a college. So I just I feel like I'm back to the environment. Everyone know everyone, so I transferred. That was my own decision, and my parents supported. I was just like, I want to go to a public university, like a real university, instead of like a college. So I went to Philadelphia, and I love that. I will say my American journey start with like Pennsylvania, like Philadelphia, because I feel that really shaped my personality. I start to have different view about the world. I start to know more stuff because in Kentucky, I don't know, people don't talk much other than church. Yeah, that's the
Ah.
only conversation they have. Yeah, really. They don't care about environment or like any other stuff, I feel. Like, yeah, really just church. They talk about church every day, all the time. I'm talking about young people. Like, yeah, like with like my
Yeah.
generation.
Yeah,
And
different parts of the country have different attitudes and ways of life, which
mhm.
I would imagine that was even true in China. Different parts of China.
Yeah, different part of China is
Did
different.
you feel there was any prejudice against Chinese, or that they looked at you in a different way, or your friends, or did you
The
go?
Asian population.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, that's really nice question. Yeah, that to be honest, that is also why I left Kentucky because it's there's no diversity there at all. Literally no at all. And I feel they ask me some question. I know they're not mean to offend me, but it's very offended.
It just, yeah, it felt rude.
No, I mean they're not trying to be rude. I
Right.
understand.
It just felt
It's just
uncomfortable.
they're really nice people. They're really, really nice people. That's just a fact. They're really nice people. But they don't read news, I feel. They don't read any of news, I feel. So like when you don't read news, you don't know outside of America. So the only thing they know about is that small town, in Kentucky. And they also talk about each other's business, but they don't really know. They don't even know much. They don't even know what's going on in California or like New York. They have no idea. Yeah. So it's really, that's also make me a little bit uncomfortable. That's
So if you
also
were
the big reason I left.
if you were going to tell people back home from where your hometown, what would you tell them about America?
It's really, see, here's the thing. Like, I feel this is something I didn't realize when I first come here. It's America also huge. It's like China. It's a big country. Like East Coast and the West Coast is totally different culture. And the city culture and the country culture is totally different. So I'm not sure like which part. Like, okay, I will say like in Kentucky, like that time I did went back China for summer vacation. And people asked me about how's American. And at that time, because I only been Kentucky, I only live in Kentucky, which is the countryside. So I told them, the countryside culture, they hunt, they do hunting, and the people are so shocked. They're like, there are people do hunting nowadays? They were like, like we do that 100 years ago. Like there are people still doing that. Yeah, it's more like that. But then now, I mean, ever since I transferred to Philadelphia, and when I go back home, when I went back home, and then they tell like, oh, okay, what American look like. I was like, yeah, Philly, it's very diverse. There are people from everywhere from the world. It's totally different experience now. Yeah. And I was like, it's like a city. It's like us. They have bus. They have subway in Philly. Yeah, like food trunk, everything similar.
And now when
Yeah.
you went to NYU, you were living in the Greenwich Village.
Huh?
When you went to NYU, did you
Yes.
live in the village?
Yes. I mean, I live in Brooklyn, but I go to the village like for school. Yeah.
Yeah, because
But I live in Brooklyn. Yeah.
I grew up in Brooklyn, but when
Yeah. I think you told me.
I went to college in Manhattan,
Oh, yeah.
and then
That's me. Yeah. I commute every day.
and then
Yeah.
I moved to the when I graduated, I moved to the village.
Oh, really?
Yes, I lived there for 2 years. Then I moved to the Upper West Side of Manhattan, off
Oh
of
my
Central
God.
Park. But again, being Chinese, do you your friends, are they a mixture of cultures, or do you have any Chinese friends, or American friends, Jewish friends, or it's a whole combination of people?
Yeah.
And you find that a lot of people are very similar. They're
Yes.
different cultures.
Yes. Actually, see, that's is how I feel. I feel humanity is very, very similar, to be honest. I think there are only difference between cultures, but the humanity, like how you treat people, like people's personality are actually very similar. It's like it's not about race, it's not about where you're from. It's really about your personality and
Who
your
you
heart.
are, right?
Yeah,
Everybody's
that's really
individual.
how I feel. Yeah.
How do you feel? I mean, being Chinese, the U.S. and China have sort of a very strained relationship at times. Do you get involved with anything with politics
I
as
did. I
government?
mean, I didn't get involved with politics, but I feel it definitely affected me a lot. So I remember, so when I first come to United States, it was Obama. So the president was Obama. So at that time, he makes the visa a lot easy for us, for international student. So I think he's the one extend the visa. So for us, we have to get a visa 1 year. Like every year, we have to renew our visa. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of process. And like President Obama, he made it a very easy process, and he extended to 5 years instead of just 1 year. So once I get a visa, I get 5 years. So I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to go back China to renew my visa. So it was really convenient. But then when Trump come to stage, it's just a lot. I mean, that's kind of the reason I stuck in China for like 1 year, because I already accepted by NYU. I could just go back, New York University. But then pandemic happened and the Trump closed all the visa stuff. So like at that time, nobody can come in. I will say 2020. Yeah, 2020 and the first half of 2021, like literally nobody can come in. No student can go back their campus. So I have to do online, for like exactly a year. It was not a good experience because it's like I never met my professor. I never even been like NYU classroom physically, and I was just doing and online everything. And the scary part is at that time, Trump and Biden, they had the elections. So at that time, we don't know who's gonna win, and we don't know like the policy will ever change. So I was experienced very scary in time because I don't know if I will ever get the chance go back NYU campus. That's the scary part. It's unknown. It's like you don't know when the policy gonna change, when the lockdown gonna over, when they gonna issue visa again. So that was very scary time. Yeah.
Oh, but you made it through and you're back and you graduated and you have a great new job and from what
Yeah.
I've seen, a beautiful apartment that you share with some roommates. You've been through a lot in your young life.
Do you feel that lately there's been a lot of anti-everything, and I know there's because of the virus and with Trump going, the China virus.
Yes. Yeah,
Do
that
you
was
do you
great.
feel any of the animosity that people have towards the Chinese, or it's
When
I
you're
mean,
walking out on the street, are there people that
not right
that
now.
you
The
feel
thing is
threatened
like
by?
the worst year when Trump said the China virus, I was in China. So
Mm.
I saw those crazy news, the anti-Asian whatever, but I wasn't in New York City. So I was in China, so I was safe. But I will say, like, I moved to New York City, so I come back to the States like August 2021, which is last year.
Yeah.
So it was fine. I didn't feel anything because, but that time, you know, the crazy stuff is already kind of over, you know. I
Yeah.
would say the craziest year was like 2020. Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
2021, everything started to cool down, you know. So I didn't experience that, none of that. I don't feel anything like, especially
good.
nowadays, New York City, especially this year, 2022, New York City is literally, I feel like it was kind of empty when I first arrived. You know,
Mhm.
there are not people on the street, blah, blah, blah. There are not a lot of people in restaurant at all. And then finally now I feel like, you know, the pandemic is kind of like over now. So
I
like,
hope.
yeah. Yeah, so you know, God bless. Seriously, it was
Yeah, well,
bad. Yeah. But now
speaking,
everyone's like coming back to the streets, coming back to the restaurant. I don't feel like New York become, you know, come back. It's like a very diverse city, you know, like all the time. Yeah.
speaking of restaurants,
Mhm.
how do you find the Chinese restaurants in New York City, or do you find
There are a
any
lot.
have authentic foods, or
It's all authentic, I have to say. That's the magic part about New York City. Like all the Chinese restaurants in New York City are authentic.
I saw, do you do much at Chinatown? I used to go to Chinatown all the time when I lived
Yeah,
in.
those are all authentic because they are owned and
Yeah.
managed by Chinese. So those
Yeah,
all,
we have a young volunteer who's in high school, and he helps his family in their restaurant business, and they're Chinese.
Mhm.
And so he's volunteering. He's with his school, with his counselor. He's um, following up and looking for organizations that are involved in human rights, because he wants other people to have a chance. He's just 18. But now your roommates, what are their backgrounds, their nationalities?
they
Are
are
they?
Chinese.
Oh, they're all
Yeah.
Chinese. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
then
met through
you kind of have
NYC.
your mini family there. You can keep your.
Not really. We don't
Oh.
really any, but we're good. Like I think that's the like best for me. I like it. It's very balanced out. Like we help each other, we take care of each other, but we don't talk that much because
Oh,
we have our own friend
you're
group.
all
When you
busy.
talk, do you talk Chinese or you talk English?
Chinese.
Chinese.
So
So
you all speak the same dialect then?
We don't, but we speak Mandarin. Yeah.
Mandarin.
Mandarin.
Okay, now getting back to your involvement with We the World, how did you get involved? How did this young lady get in contact with you?
Well, I mean, I could do
I
on my
contacted
end that
with her.
that
Yeah.
I advertised for this upcoming
Yeah.
new project that we were doing. And
Yeah, I saw those online. Yeah.
yeah. And when I was trying to fill all the different positions, and so far it's been going pretty well. So we haven't really gotten into the data analysis part because we haven't done enough yet, but
Yeah.
that's going to be what we really do, right? So she's helping with thinking about how we set up our research and data analysis. But I mean, from when Malcolm and I got together and started talking about this project, Malcolm was saying, well, gee, it would be great if we could, maybe get started in December or whatever. And now he's like 3 steps ahead of me saying, we need this, we need this, we need to do this. And I'm like, wait a minute, slow way down here.
Well, I've been involved. Well, now it's about 2 years since the pandemic that I got involved with Zoom casting. Because before that, I was working on regular broadcast TV and radio.
Wow.
So now this is the first time. Gee, I have control of this all myself. I've always worked for somebody.
I have a question for both of you
Yeah.
guys. I'm just curious. I guess I'm being nosy.
No,
Like,
good.
what's your background when you're like younger? Like, what's industry you guys in?
I was never younger.
Yeah.
I was born like I don't know if you ever saw the movie with Benjamin Button. I
I love that movie. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm getting younger now. I was born old. Now
I will just say like, what's your previous industry? That's
now,
what I try to say.
my
Not younger.
background,
Just
if you actually if you go to the website, and it says a little history of me. But basically, this I started out in television. I graduated.
Oh,
I graduated City College,
okay.
which is up in Harlem, and I was a poli-sci major. But I found poli-sci boring. I didn't want to go to law school,
Oh.
so I got a job in television.
Oh.
And then I worked in the industry, sort of went down the tube, and I got a job in advertising, producing TV commercials.
Mm. That's
And
nice.
then I left there to go to California, and I got involved in radio.
Wow.
And
You'll
basically,
be in this industry.
yeah, I mean, California is
Media.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, media.
yeah, media. In Los Angeles, everybody's in their car.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that I'm in my car more than I'm in my house driving. And so what I do is I sold time. The advertising time. And as a matter of fact, I forget the movie that there's a line that the guy wakes up, and he's 40 years old, and he says, "What do I do? I'm 40 years old, and what do? I sell air." I used to sell air.
That's how you made the big bucks, right,
Right.
Malcolm?
And then I got involved with producing my own shows,
Wow.
but on radio. And then then during the pandemic and things went dead, I started doing the Zooming.
Mm.
Because now I can combine, several things. I combine my background in TV, combine my background in producing radio shows, and I'm doing this. And if you look at malcolmpresents.com, there's a myriad of shows. What I'm looking to do is build a network. Like you go to CBS or NBC, you go to that channel, and then go to the various shows. That's what I'm trying to do.
That's nice.
Yeah, and I'm looking, and I know nothing about technology.
We know. We know.
Or research.
We're quite aware.
I'm lucky that I know how to dial a phone. It's sort
Well,
of
now,
that's why the young people, they always say, I have two sons, 28 and 26.
you're a young dad.
Yeah,
That's my age. I'm 26.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, you want to meet a nice young man? He just broke up with his girlfriend. If you come out to California,
I just broke up with my ex too.
oh, you go out with Anglo or all sorts, or just stick to your.
Oh, here we go, matchmaker.
What field? I'm looking for him to meet an educated, attractive, bright woman.
There you go. There's Lily.
You meet all the specifications. But I
She's a
hate
world traveler, and she's quite the erudite, educated, far-flying woman.
But if you ever come out to Los Angeles,
Yeah, has he got?
I'm
a guy
actually
for
going
you?
to Los Angeles in January with my
oh,
yeah, he's my only relatives in United States. I visited Gary.
Oh,
Where do
Malcolm,
they live?
we have to get together on this.
Where do they live in LA?
Orange County.
Oh, you're gonna meet a lot of Republican people there.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
But anyway, do you realize our half hour is up?
Ah, darn! This was so much fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to have you come back.
Huh?
Isn't it fun? We have our weekly synergy meetings, and we don't get to talk to everybody like this. But see,
Yeah.
this was the fun in putting this team together, is meeting people from all over the world and talking to them and talking about this idea, and hoping that I was being inspiring enough to say something that would make them think, sure.
You're an example of what I feel. We're all one world.
Yes.
We're all people. And
We're all
it's strange. It's
people.
like governments might be against each other, but when
Yeah.
you get to the people, the people who are all, that we're after the same thing.
Yes.
A
They
clean world
want-
to live in, to raise our children with no wars, no pollution.
Pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
and goodwill towards others.
And especially now during the Christmas period. To spread
Yeah.
Lily, do you celebrate Christmas?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, well, she went to a Christian school.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Is
true.
it Catholic? Was it Catholic?
No, it's Christian.
Christian. Anyway, my children, at this age, I can call everyone my children because most everybody that I meet.
He always calls me kiddo.
Well, I do that to kid. I say, hey, kid. I say that to people who are 90.
Well, because you probably can't remember their name, so it's just
I
easier to go
can't-
kiddo.
Sometimes I can't remember my name.
I know I have the same problem. Oh, my mind is blank.
But I'll always remember you.
You, because your name is you.
Yeah, I know. It's simple. Yeah.
Hey,
Anyway,
you.
guys. Actually, we're going on a hiatus for 2 weeks, right?
Yes, we need time to put those spreadsheets together, right, Lily?
Yes.
And if you have anybody, in fact, do your parent, do they speak English?
No.
Oh, okay. It'll be hard to have a Zoom with them. Do they have computers, I assume?
My parents are also really bad at technology. I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not sure they know how to use Zoom.
Oh, okay. Well, because I was going to suggest that we could do a show with your parents.
They don't understand any of the English.
But you could be our translator.
Yeah.
No, okay. Anyway, guys, again, we're going on a 2-week hiatus, and we won't be back till the beginning of January. And I'm not sure who we're going to have on as our guest.
We've got plans for you, Malcolm.
Oh, okay. They surprised me. I'm the front man of this operation.
We just tell you what to do.
Tell me what to. That's been my life. Women telling me what to do.
You're our ceremonial head.
Anyway, guys, have a happy holidays. I don't know what you celebrate.
Yes.
We have Christmas. We have actually
New Year Eve. Yeah.
We have Hanukkah.
Yeah, Hanukkah. Yeah.
Hanukkah is Sunday, the 18th.
Mm.
Then the 25th is Christmas, and then New Year's. I'll speak to you at the beginning of the New Year. And we have Kwanzaa. I forgot about that. Happy holidays, guys.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Bye.
Stay safe.
And you're listening to Malcolm and We, heard on, what we heard on? MalcolmPresents.com.
Yes.
And we'll see. And we have about 6 other shows that you can listen to.
Exactly.
Anyway, bye.
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 The objective of the organization We the World is to facilitate cooperation on a global scale amongst groups and individuals dedicated to implementing solutions to the many challenges we face on the planet at this time.